How's it going? I finally made it. I got home and I just put everything down. I grabbed me a couple of these yogurts and sat down. So I'm gonna do just well for Aries, I have a few other things that I would like to look at with a couple other decks that I have. Um, I may do that with some other signs as well. But for sure yours. I'm sorry, y'all. My throat blockage is so bad. All right. Hello, Aries. How have you been? I hope everything's been well. Um, let's see. Good Lord. It just will not give up. Okay. Maybe I got it out of my throat. The frog's out of my throat. Nope, it's still there. All right, let's see. Let's get started with the divine doors. Y'all, I'm sorry. Okay. For the Aries collective, what do they need to know at this time? We have trust the universe. Intuition has wandered and led you astray. The timing's not yours, but the universe is at play. It says have faith and breathe. So that's what you're being asked to do. I'm doing a tarot card reading, William. Hey, William and Ricky. So trust the universe at this time. It's saying your intuition has wandered astray at this time, and pretty much the universe is trying to tell you that to not really worry about that because they are handling things for you on their end. Okay. And that's crazy. We have intuition at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So just one more for the Aries collective. We have nomad, the nomadic wanderer. So intuition has wandered and led you astray. Nomad, the nomadic wanderer, lies deep inside. So take the leap now. Don't crawl back and hide. So that's the divine doors. They're both insinuate, and at the bottom of the deck we have patience. Sorry, you can't really see it. So something about having patience, possibly divine timing. Yeah, this is gonna require you to dig within and have some inner power. But they're wanting you to have faith at this time and just to keep on breathing, don't stop. All right, let's see. The next one we have, oh no. thought that was the, well, should- okay, I just had, oh, it's right here. We're going to do the gateway of light activation. Feel cleansing. You know, it's crazy. I've noticed whenever I'm praying and I'm going down the list of who I'm praying to help me with my active divination, um, when I get to ascended masters, I feel like this activation inside. It's kind it's very, very subtle, but it's definitely like a you know. Oh my goodness, four? Are you a Leo? LSD Papa. I like it. That's funny. Okay, let's see what's going on with the Aries collective. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So, so yeah, you have uh I've got four Gemini, no, three Gemini placements. Three or four. So, I'm there with you with the same. We have third eye activation. I guess I guarantee you mine will say throat. Third activation. It says third eye activation, brow chakra, inner vision, and clear seeing. Okay. So far we have trust the universe, and we have nomad and third eye activation. At the bottom of the deck, we have stellar gateway activation, infinite potential, manifestation vortex. And I can totally see this because a lot of people are well, right now is just a really good time for your manifestation and stuff like that. Sorry, I got something on my screen. It's like on my face when I look, so so same for you. Your manifestation abilities, or however you want to refer it to, are very much heightened at this time. So um, keep that in mind and do what you will. Let's see. Third eye chakra activation. I am going to read it, I guess. Give me 1 second. Okay. It says the third eye or brow chakra is the energy center found in the middle of the forehead. Okay, between the brows, often represented as an eye. It governs all aspects of our vision, including dreaming, reading between the lines, visualization, and even having psychic insights. This card transports us through a gateway representing our spiritual connections. Seeing with our inner eye is our divine right, and our soul self has never forgotten how to do it. In fact, we are often using this special talent even when we don't realize it. For example, when we imagine something before it happens. I literally had this conversation with somebody the other day. about not one of my girls, but one of my oldest daughter's friends who is definitely gifted because she had predicted something was going to happen, and sure enough it happened. So I just told her mom about that. I thought it was pretty cool. Um so it tells you how to connect um, by anointing the space between your brows with your favorite essential oil or moisturizer. Close your eyes and massage the space. Tell your inner vision it's safe for it to be fully activated. Affirm, I am willing to see. Okay? So, your message here is the gateway encourages you to unlock your psychic abilities and to stop questioning your divine ability to see. Know that great potential and healing will be unleashed when this space is activated. If you have an intuition about something, trust what you are seeing. This is a sacred time for the psychic potential that you have had since childhood is awakening from slumber. You've always been a dreamer, sometimes thinking about how the future will show up or revisiting the past. Now, the gifts that have been discouraged in the past are reawakening, and your inner vision is stronger than you imagine. You have an innate ability to see further than human eyes and are able to identify the energies of what is going on around you with your activated third eye. This gateway is here as a confirmation that what you are seeing and experiencing is in divine alignment and that you are being supported as you develop this source given gift. Okay? All right. One thing I learned from I reference her name is Maria. She has her own channel and she's phenomenal. But the name of it is This is Maria. I didn't say that last time, but she talks about um, third eye activation, pineal gland activation. And what she does is she envisions it as the triangle connecting from the crown to the sides and then the point to the pineal. And then from there, she'll close her eyes and she'll envision like the triangle lighting up with this, she says some sort of blue, but it's just very, I want to say like cosmic, very royal and neon blue, just really, really bright, and allow it to trace that triangle. And that is a practice that helps you open your third eye. So, okay, we have that done. Sorry, your mother. Now we're going to go to, see, all right, we're going to go a little bit deeper and see what's going on. We have this, pretty much this deck is a bag of runes. Okay, they have they have them in reverse in this deck and they have them in the upright. if you guys have been experiencing some flickering, like lights flickering. Um, we just had 4-4, but I've been experiencing lights flickering, and yesterday there was a message. Oh, I don't know the name of her page because I just subscribed. However, she was talking about Lord Shiva, and I was able to learn quite a bit about Lord Shiva, and he's a big old man. He's like a big old god. No, he's a big old human. I'm sorry. Um, his principle is pretty much the one without shame is the happiest. Um, he has no beginning and he has no end. He's self-declared. Um, and he's pretty much a massive human being. um, he when people think of visiting um Shiva or imagining what he's doing, he is always in a trance-like state, always traveling. So you would see him in the Indian style, with the hands. I forget the name of the mudra it's called, but um and as he's in trance, he's dancing to the rhythm to the universe. And I thought that was pretty cool. So, so the way or the god Shiva, I mean Lord Shiva came to be a big, massive human being is that there was some sort of contest that was going on between Vishnu and Brahma, Lord Brahma, and they were supposed to go to the pillar. I forget the name of the pillar, but they were supposed to go to this pillar and retrieve what was on it, bring it back, and whoever brought it back in time won. Well, they both came back and neither one of them found it. And then Shiva was born. Okay. And you're gonna have to do your research about it. It's very empowering. There are there's if you're working with Shiva, you tend to have like lights will flicker, and they happen for me. I saw it happen for Meg today. The lights were flickering. So yeah, I figured I thought I'd share that with you. Okay, let's see. What room do you have? One more. Okay, so we have um euros, euros, and Merkstav. See how it says Merkstav? That just means it's in reverse. Okay, so this is a rune that showed up in reverse. So it's euros, but in the reverse. And this one means weakness, unwellness, and stagnation. This kind of reminds me of the the wandering energy whenever when we pulled the divine doors, where it says intuition has wandered and led you astray. That's what this is reminding me of. That's the first thing I thought of. So, there could be something that is on your mind that may be um having you feel out of sorts in some sort of way. Now, right next to it, we have Canaz. This is in the upright. This talks about being enlightenment. Okay. This also talks about being like a big light, a beacon. Um, and it can represent passion. Okay. I'm seeing right here, we could possibly have this being in reverse, stating that you are struggling through some sort of weakness, unwellness, or stagnation. And this one is talking about beacon, enlightenment, passion. You could be struggling with a weakness for passion, possibly, or um, there could be stagnation in your life right now because it's telling you to trust the universe because the universe is at play for you right now. They're working on your behalf. And this could have you stagnated. Take it how it resonates. The next one we have is Opala, but it's mark staff, so it's in the reverse. This talks about one of independence, breaking cycles, and being single. So that's pretty cool. It looks like you're on your way to breaking some sort of cycle, whether it just be a personal cycle that you're dealing with just within yourself, or uh, like throughout your bloodline, like a generational cycle. We have Burkana, but Burkana is in the reverse, which represents the crone, stagnation. We have stagnation twice. There's a reason why you're asked to have patience. There's a reason why you're asked to have patience, and it's telling you on this card the timing's not right, but the universe, wait, the timing's not yours, but the universe is at play. So, and then it says, have faith and breathe. So, this is where we go on a limb and we trust our body and we listen to what it's telling us. Um, I'm sure it could be telling us many things. However, in this aspect, uh, trying to listen to those subtle cues of nudges and directions, which directions feel right for you. Um, so it looks like you're independent right now because you're going through some sort of stagnant phase, but this phase is bringing you to enlightenment due to some sort of lack of, ooh, I can't show that card. Oh my God, I keep doing it. Oh, massive. Lack of growth. There could be some lack of growth here that's causing a blockage, or you're just being asked to stay still at this time, or to relax yourself because um, when the universe is at play, whenever spirit has our problems, and you could have here recently surrendered your the things that were bearing heavy on you to spirit or to God, and this could be their response to you. But there, what I'm seeing here is that there's a reason why you're being told to to stay still. Um, but just because you're still doesn't mean you don't need to reflect. At the bottom of the deck, we have Manaz. This is the weaver. So this is weaving in humanity, a tribe, and collective consciousness. Working on their craft. And if you see, this is the crone, and she has her fist in the air. She's just kind of like all frustrated. You could be feeling like time's wasting. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. Yeah, for sure. Okay. I'm going to keep these right here. Let's see more. Let me keep these out. Okay. And this third eye activation. I think we're going to start off with this one. Okay. Let's see what's going on with this energy. Why are you being told to have patience? Or this is a time of stagnation. I wonder. I wonder if this is like a planetary alignment thing for the Aries collective, or if it's a like on an individual basis. Because it says independence here. Okay. Get down, lady. I see you. Hey, how are y'all doing? All right. One last shuffle. Let's see. We have the Fool in reverse at the bottom of the deck, and the Knight of Swords in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So there's some sort of fear that you have when it comes to initiating some sort of new beginning for yourself. It almost seems, and you could be fearful of this new beginning with this Knight of Swords in reverse, because you may feel like you're dealing with something that is chaotic and um, not regimen, not routine, not not in flow. Okay, let's see what's going on with the Aries collective. Clear and concise messages. Two of Swords in reverse. So it looks like you've possibly made up your mind about something, but I still see you overthinking your choices. Tell me more for Aries. We have the Empress in reverse. This is talking about smothering creator. Hmm. So, like, not taking care of. Let me pull a few out first. I like to see that. Oh, chair's moving. Clarify this Two of Swords in reverse and the Empress in reverse. Strength in the upright. It looks like during this time of stagnation, you're going to be finding some sort of confidence, some sort of strength to push you forward. When it comes to um, being grounded in your energy and having some sort of everlasting um, happiness, family dynamic, joy with the Ten of Pentacles. So, a grounded reality that will not falter is what I'm getting. Lasting security. Okay. We have the Moon in reverse and the King of Pentacles in reverse. So there's been some sort of truth or some illusion that has been revealed. Possibly about your security. Maybe whenever it comes to like finances and stuff like that, there is a sense of not feeling like you're where you want to be, if that makes some sense. That's what I'm really getting from that energy. Okay, let's see. Tell me more. What else is going on with the Aries collective? We have the Queen of Pentacles. So peacefully abundant. Tell me more. And we have the sun, unbridled joy. So it looks like you could have somebody in your proximity, or you can know somebody who's in this Queen of Pentacles energy. This person is being illuminated to you as someone who is of good spirit, good heart, um, one who is not as impulsive as you think. Tell me more. We have the Hermit in reverse. This talks about you isolating yourself on purpose rather than doing it with an intent to reflect on something or introspect for Aries. It looks like you are trying to find a balance now to, I see the hearts, guys. Um, I f- with the Hermit in reverse and the Six of Pentacles in reverse, I'm getting an energy that you're you may be pulling yourself back, hence why we have this stagnation um at the beginning. And it's almost like you're a little wobbly right now. You're not fully grounded. It's like I feel like you're trying to find your footing, if that makes any sense at this moment in time. We have the Ace of Wands in reverse at the bottom. Yes. We have the Nine of Wands in reverse. Yeah, that's why they're telling you to just chill. You could be feeling drained mentally, emotionally, possibly even physically. You could be feeling drained due to you being adamant at succeeding at something. Um, because with the Knight of Pentacles here in the upright, this talks about having patience in order to succeed long term. And then we had the Page of Swords at the beneath that, which is like almost strategic thinking. Okay, and after that we have, so I'm gonna just take this bottom card, and so feeling drained and defeated due to having put forth a lot of effort towards something that you want, but you're being asked to have patience in order to see it come through. And we have the Page of Swords. This is clarity, the truth. And then combined with the Five of Pentacles in reverse, we have recovering stability. So yeah, you are, what these cards are telling me is if it were a person sitting here talking to me, I would get the impression that, okay, this person has been doing some sort of footwork, leg work, or whatever to to get to where they're trying to go. Oh, look at the motorcycle. um, and you've been very strategic about finding a solution to this. And with the card at the beginning, it's saying trust in the universe. I feel like there's, I mean, exactly what it says. There's a need for you to just breathe and have faith, okay? And most importantly, to I mean, listen to your intuition. Eventually, it'll be loud enough to where you can be led by it. So yeah, Five of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. Okay. I wonder why do they have you stagnated? I'm gonna check out why in a minute. We have the Eight of Swords. Okay. So we have the Eight of Swords in reverse, which is your confidence is you're calling back your power, essentially. And the way I see it is like you're calling it back one by one by one. And ain't that the truth? No, it's not how I had it. I'm sorry, guys. Give me just 1 second. So there's been something that you have, it's like you've received some confirmation or you have received some sort of clarity, like a newfound clarity that has taken you out of the Eight of Swords and allowing you to stand grounded. Where over here before, where you were isolating yourself on purpose, yeah, it's almost like you were pulling yourself away from family, friends, lovers, whatever. You isolated yourself for a bit and you pulled back your energy. And I feel like it was due to not feeling so sure-footed, like I had mentioned earlier. I could be wrong. Okay, I have the Five of Wands here in reverse and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So it looks like you and a few others, or you and another, could be trying to resolve some sort of conflict that has to do with long-term goals. But whoa, are you with this person? I don't, let's see. Resolving conflict of having disconnected goals. Okay, so yeah, and this has caused you a lot of pain. Like this got you bent out of shape for sure. It says severe heartbreak that you have endured. Okay, it looks like you're still reminiscing on this connection from the past with the Six of Cups in reversed. You may be even finding yourself visiting the past mentally and emotionally for too long, which can, without control, can be dangerous. With tools and strategy and complete understanding, I could definitely see how it would be. I mean, you could, so still stuck on some some sort of union you had in the past where you tried to resolve an issue to bring things back together, but it seemed like you and this other person's goals were not in alignment. Okay, we have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, this was something very difficult for you and still is very much so. Here I am at the sixth card, and it's talking about past. Okay, so with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, I see you letting go of this Five of Cups, this loss, excuse me, this loss that may be haunting you at this time. It looks like you're working on letting go of that. You may feel like while you were going through this grieving, this with the Ace of Cups in reverse, this emotional introspection, you and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, you may feel like you missed out on some sort of opportunity here. Okay. See, tell me more. What else is going on with Aries? We have the Two of Cups. This is, it says perfect partnership. Either there's a fear of not getting, there's like this fear if with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse and the Two of Cups, I'm getting that there's like this fear of putting time and energy into um, someone that you feel like isn't good. It's not gonna work out. It's not gonna bear fruit. Okay, tell me more. I'm sorry, y'all. My my voice is still hoarse. Tell me more for Aries. We have the devil in reverse. It looks like you're releasing indulgences, possibly, or obsessions. Like, because I definitely see you struggled a good bit right here with some grief, and you may be hard on yourself about this. The fact that you were emotionally reflecting, like on an emotional level, and there was some sort of opportunity that presented itself to you that you feel as if you missed. Okay. However, I see you with the devil in reverse, not giving way to temptations or um, releasing whatever was holding you back, or releasing releasing too much of something, if that makes any sense. And then we have the Eight of Cups. I really think that was in the reverse, to be quite honest with you, because when I picked it up, I switched it the other way. So there, it's either you are releasing indulgences, or thoughts of excess, like overly. My phone's about to die. Oh, y'all gonna hate me, but I gotta go turn this air conditioning on because I am hot. Okay, 2 seconds. Okay. Holy moly. And knock everything down. All right. So like I said, you could be in a place where you don't want to change certain things that you need to, but you're either doing it anyway or you're about to, or it's highly recommending you to. Um at the bottom of the deck we have the Three of Pentacles, so building some sort of strong foundation, or just building any kind of foundation. And then we have the Six of Swords, um, moving to calmer waters, needing a change. So it looks like these are really heavy emotions. I can feel it. Okay, tell me more for Aries. Oh no, that's too many. With the Page of Wands, there's a it's almost as if uh there's something that you are planning, or you are um or yeah, something you're watching play out in, like, I don't want to say play out into fruition, but you know what I mean. It's like you're watching things play out very quickly. What? I'm not sure. Let's see. The King of Cups. So you could be in this energy of finding, like, just, or maybe just about to start finding peace with being independent, with being on your own at this time, because of, I mean, and I feel like that is true because of the top cards speak of a lot of stagnation, you being the wander aimlessly, not aimlessly, but astray. So you're planning something from your heart, and you're wanting to rush into it. You're excited. That's what I'm picking up from that fire energy. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. This is about unforeseen challenges. And right after that, we have the Nine of Cups, which is wishes are granted. With these two cards here, I'm really picking up some fear. Oh my God, I know y'all heard that. Yes, there's something that you are, or you're in an energy where you're looking at something very um diplomatic, okay? And it has you in, like, in go drive, like almost like you're a kid again, because I'm looking at this architect, like this little kid, and he's like has the blueprint and he's ready to paint it. So, and kids, whenever they get a piece of paper and a marker or whatever, it's like we have the Knight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. This talks about, in this deck, it talks about flowing attraction. He does kind of look like Ben Affleck, huh? Eight of Pentacles, acquiring expertise. So, no more of that holding back and not reaching for help. It looks like you're willing to receive some sort of help if needed. That's that's a good thing, because with the Knight of Cups, I mean, here's your knight coming in with his hand. Well, his hand's over here, giving you an offer. Or this is something you want to do with the High Priestess in reverse and you're keeping silent about it. Sorry. Okay, let's see. Tell me more. The Aries collective. We have the Five of Swords in reverse. Compromise to win. So it looks like you will be moving to a state, or you are finding yourself in a place where you are able to make the necessary endings in order in order to in order to make peace, in order to not um compromise to win. We have the Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. This is someone who thinks strategically. And then we have the Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So it looks like this Queen of Swords is thinking really hard about some sort of new excitement. Okay, right here, I mean, I didn't say it, but I feel it. There's going to be a need to be careful with your emotions. Um, we have the King of Swords in reverse and the Star. Either this Queen of Swords is the way she works, or she's the way she is working, or the way you are working. You are using your emotions over logic, over ethics, over anything else. So be aware of that. You're using your emotions over ethics when it comes to some sort of bright opportunity that you could be wishing for. It looks like with the Chariot and the Four of Wands, it looks like you're going to be establishing, or it looks like you're going to be persevering due to the strength of your willpower when it comes to some sort of happy celebration or happy family um, union or unity. Same thing. You had to make a sacrifice here. We have the Hangman, and you're being rewarded for it. However, behind that card, we have the Ace of Wands in reverse, which kind of talks about procrastinating. Um, yeah, procrastinating, but because you have made some sort of change, you're being rewarded for that. And we have the Judgment. So, yeah, whatever reward it is. It says it's well earned. The High Priestess is in reverse after that. Silent intuition. So I'm curious, did you do all this with the help of your intuition? You had to have. Or is it just at this time you're having trouble um like hearing your inner voice? Okay. Tell me more. We have the Lovers in reverse, a haunted choice, and we have the Three of Cups. So it looks like there's going to be some sort of celebration or some sort of get together, um, some sort of collaboration that is opposite of euphoric, is what the Lovers in reverse is saying. Okay. Clarify the Lovers in reverse and the Three of Cups. We have the Queen of Wands. Hmm. Then we have the Tower at the bottom, a painful transition. And the Ten of Swords, that's going to cause you deep anguish of feeling betrayed. So there's a need to set your priorities at this time because it's very easy to get off balance and become reckless and fall from grace if we're not too careful. Then we have the World. I see you triumphing and completing something. We have the Queen of Cups in reverse. So it looks like there's going to be some comparing, or there has been some comparing within this union that's wanting to come together. Okay, but I see you standing strong here, the King of Wands. And we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. Um, I see that you are going to be finding yourself very, you're going to be setting your priorities. You, um, but this also speaks of being dependable and goal oriented and being able to attain those goals. With the Knight of Swords in reverse, it looks like you're going to be dealing with possibly some hurdles or something along the way that may cause some chaos, or you may feel like you're dealing with a chaotic force. Therefore, we have the Fool in reverse. You are fearing this new beginning, but what you don't see is with the Nine of Pentacles here, it says that you're going to be very prosperous and victorious. not only you, but the people around you, the people, your family, family, friends, coworkers, all of those are going to be able to see a great amount of growth within you. I feel like this recognition has already begun. So, coming a long ways or evolving, and possibly, however, I see that you may become, what's the word? Impulsive with the Four of Cups, bec- for losing courage with the Seven of Wands in reverse. And this is all because you have not listened to your intuition. But then I see judgment. Okay, so we're just gonna put that back. Let's see. Tell me more for Aries. We have Sun and the Emperor, the Emperor in reverse. The Emperor in reverse gives me mad tyranny vibes. Tyrannical. Tyrannical. Not nickel. Tyrannical. Ty tyrant ickle. Tyrannol. Tyrannol. Tylenol. Oh shit. We have the Seven of Swords here in reverse. You could be deceiving yourself with this unconventional thinking, this thinking that just doesn't make sense. Um, it may, for you in some way, if there is some sort of communication that needs to be had. I feel like if there were communication, this wouldn't be there. Okay, so one more for Aries, the Nine of Swords. So in reverse, and the Justice in reverse. You may feel like someone is biased and being like not fair when it comes to you grieving your past traumas. Yeah, we have the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck and the Two of Wands in the upright. And then the Ten of Wands. So there's a heavy burden on you. You feel like everything is in it's up to you. It's in your hands. What are you going to do with it, you know? Are you going to take that fearless action and move forward? Either way, don't make a decision just yet because it's said at the beginning for a reason to be patient. And possibly just let things flow. Because there could be a lot of, we saw sword energy prior. There could be a lot, see, it almost feels like time is like amping up the the what ifs or the jitters or um nervousness, things like that. Okay, let me get one more. We have the Eight of Wands in reverse and the Four of Cups in the upright. So you may feel like something went to waste because you didn't have all the tools and all the um, information you needed in order to move forward. Yeah, you may have looked at this Ten of Cups as being emotionally incomplete. Therefore, you began to fear taking some sort of leap of faith. However, with the Three of Wands here and the Ten of Wands, through the things that you have gone through and what others have observed, 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 right? Observed. Hold on. Observed. Yeah, observed. Duh. Um, you definitely recognize that you've made notable growth while bearing the weight of all this emotional grief that you had to deal with. I mean, regardless, it's something that you're gonna have to deal with, but it almost seems like you did it in a crunch time manner, or that's how the cards are coming out. We have the Magician in reverse, manifesting punishment, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles, prosperous victory. With manifesting punishment, I'm almost getting like um you may have felt like you were manifesting the right person, partner for you, And you could have felt like what you have manifested was an act of punishment, it's like, universe, why this person, you know? Because we have the Nine of Pentacles here showing that you're very much happy and content with or without a partner. And being in that Nine of Pentacles energy, I feel like there's a lot of self recognition with the Nine of Pentacles. There's a lot of self love and understanding. We had the Judgment in the upright. It looks like in the Seven of Wands in reverse, it looks like you're going to teeter tot with your courage in moving forward in said dynamic. And with Judgment here, it's like it's referring to it as earned reward. Lost courage, earned reward. It's like something that you worked really hard for. You end up losing your drive, your determination. That's what I'm getting. Okay. All right. We're going to go a little bit deeper. Oh, shit. Okay. Where am I going with it next? Let's look at your inner temple. And then we're going to look at a few shadows, if that's okay with you. The inner temple. Okay. Here's a question I wanted to ask. Specifically with this deck. Two. Okay. how can Aries remove or work towards um, being liberated from this stagnant energy? So, what blockages can be removed, or what is it that you can do that can help you work towards forward momentum instead of standing still for Aries? We have sensuality. So this could be something that's blocking you. I'm not sure. At the deck, it says the polarity is feminine and the polarity is masculine. So there's some sort of blockage or stagnation when it comes to a female and sensuality because of being in separation. Ooh, once you go through a next level or a portal of the darkest night of the soul, you're going to be reaching your chambers of power, which is ultimately going to have you liberated. Okay, let's read sensuality. Oh, I'm over an hour. I'm terrible at keeping times. I just take a slow ass time to do these readings. But I rather take my time and feel it and do it right than not. Okay, sensuality. Sensuality is different from sexuality. Sensuality embraces the pleasures of life. Sensuality is of the senses, and the senses are of the body. The best way to get into the present moment and connect with the pulse of life is to become aware of your senses: smell, taste, and touch. What do you feel? What do you see? What do you hear? Listen with your whole body. Experience life more fully. The body's senses are so often repressed or numbed out. Savoring them is a spiritual practice. Returning to them is deeply healing. The body is the way home. Without the senses, deep joy isn't possible. Without the senses, pleasure isn't possible. Without the senses, without the senses, intuition isn't possible. The body is intuitive. The sensual body is sacred. Return to the present moment through the gateway of your senses. Return to the pleasure of life through the gateway of your senses. Caress your. I'm sorry, I'm being immature. Please excuse me. All right. Caress yourself, embrace yourself, experience yourself more fully. Receive the pleasure of this human life through your body's senses. This card is an invitation to receive more pleasure, to slow down and taste life a little more deeply, to make decisions based on what would bring me joy and bliss rather than being driven by shoulds and duty. What makes you feel more alive? How can you embrace your sensuality a little more? How can you taste life a little more fully? And the inner temple activation is I choose to drop more fully into my sensual true nature and allow myself to receive the pleasure of life through my body's senses. Sensuality. Hmm. Maybe this has something to do, well, it has a lot to do with intuition, but we do have third eye activation. So it looks like there may have been a blockage there. Okay. Save the best for last. This is also a tarot deck, but it's a tarot deck of shadows. And they come in the form of archetypes, but they call them darketypes. So this deck's pretty interesting. Okay, so what shadows? No. What triggers your shadows when it comes to this new union? What shadow is triggered when it comes to this new union for the sign of Aries? Ooh, okay. What triggers, what shadows are being triggered when it comes to this union? What other shadows are being triggered when it comes to making all of this with this union? What triggers does Aries hold that they still need to work on? Okay, so this new connection can trigger some sort of shadow wound within you, or trigger some sort of work that needs to be done, some healing work that needs to be done on a past trauma, on a past wound that makes you act impulsively with temperance. This new opportunity makes you trigger, well, it triggers propaganda. Let me see something. Okay. With impulse, it says when you are new at hold on. Okay. I think this one's right on topic. Sometimes we can be patient and sometimes we can't. Temperance is patience, and the dark type of this is impatience. The impulse to gratify ourselves and to act in the moment without forethought, and the impulsive temper tantrum. Impulse, the hidden archetypal shadow of temperance, entices us to grab that low hanging fruit. If we do not cultivate patience, temperance, and abstinence, instant gratification will always tempt us. It says impulse, though, is connected to our instincts, and that means it serves an important purpose. Acting out of impulse or instinct can save your life, such as responding quickly to a threat, and it can also lead you on the best adventure of your life. When you respond to an impulsive itch to go down an unfamiliar road, imagine how dull life would be if you never took a risk based on a gut instinct. Maybe no one would go on another date if not following an impulse. The dark type impulse comes in when impulse overruns us and gets the better of us. If someone goes too far on the dipole of impulse, they revert to a tadpole. They revert to a tadpole. No, I just said it again. Oh my God. What the hell are you doing, Rochelle? Um, Toddler. They revert to a toddler state of mind, okay? Become incapable of restraint and thus become a danger to themselves and others as their impulses become erratic. One example is addiction. Seeking too much instant gratification through drug use. If this card appears, examine the healthy ways you can relate to this impulses. Do not deny them at all, and learn to tell the difference between the fun ones and the destructive ones. Perhaps you have grown weary of someone else who is too impulsive, and this card may suggest that some distance could be in order. Okay? I feel like that's something that you've thought about. or have, yeah, spoken about. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know. I mean, the book has better definitions than I do when it comes. I just got this deck. Sorry. Ace of Wands, propaganda. Traditional interpretations of the Ace of Wands tend towards sexual energies, creative projects, and the written or spoken word. I always tend to view the Ace of Wands in its positive form as the talking stick, and it usually means we need to speak our truth or write something down, whether a book or a blog entry. Although many of my divination reader friends always laugh and call it the penis card. That's funny. I guess there are many ways to express passion, to express our passions, talking being only one of them. The shadow of these expressions and passions is propaganda. Use of speech and writing to persuade and distort. The ego is in a place of dominion and rulership and uses communication to engage in force, combative competition, and one upmanship rather than sportsmanship. There's a clear difference between fact and fiction, but this has become more and more blurry in modern times. There used to be a clear dividing line between opinion pieces and actual news reports, and there still is in some media sources. But it's becoming more common for propaganda to be intertwined with news reporting. Back in the day, the government was not permitted to be part of the media to prevent corruption and propaganda. But that has gotten more murky with social media, as seen in recent court cases, Murphy versus Missouri and Moody versus, I'm not sure, linked feed. Cases are also arising regarding abuses of the Citizens United ruling, including funding and promoting candidates using super PACs and nonprofits entities to hide or use loopholes allegedly. Politicians spin stories to present an altered or biased version of an event that puts them in favorable light. The opposite is also done, a politician slandering their competition through smear campaigns being one example of these. Um, shit, I lost my spot. An attempt to slander your competition by presenting a slant on a narrative still proves as effective as it did back in Roman times. If you have pulled the propaganda card, make sure you're not altering your speech, text, or emails too severely because you yourself might be generating propaganda, engaging in hyperbole, and giving a slanted version of events. You may also be the victim of ad campaigns being run against you from a competing peer in order to skew the crowd in their favor. Social media has made us all form all far more vulnerable to this shadow form. So if this card is drawn, double check your sources and make sure you are keeping your channels clear. So It's just one other thing to keep in the forefront of your mind. It's always good to know your weaknesses. It's always good to know, how can I grow from here? You know? You know? Okay. We have the King of Cups, and it's saying diva, the diva. But for the king, cups, 124. When individuals are holding the dark feminine shadow of the diva, their emotions are distorted and exaggerated. When we look closely into what drives these big emotions, we see they are being used as a tactic for control. This feminine shadow is not aligned with a specific gender, but is rather an energetic signature that uses emotion to dominate through manipulation. The diva uses big emotions and their overwhelming expression to dominate people, often at the expense of others who are not permitted to have even the softest moose squeak of a feeling. Only the diva is permitted to have emotions. Everyone else must kneel before the diva. Others are not permitted to feel pain, to take offense, or make a case for why the diva is exhausting them. This is the emotional um, domination game, and it circles around the diva's insecurities. The root of this shadow is a core insecurity that forces the diva to control its surroundings lest it be discovered as weak. So it throws a tantrum, shouting and flailing, complaining that everyone else is attacking it. Fiend is the key word of this archetype. Because people are generally sympathetic and empathetic, they tend to accommodate others in the throes of their emotions. When people learn that others will compensate them or support them for their difficult feelings, they may strategize ways to manipulate this very positive, sympathetic human response in the shadow form of the diva. To fiend is to pretend to have an emotion, like crocodile tears, and it is toxic and damaging to those around them. It's a mask that aims to trick others, to weaponize emotion and induce guilt and shame. Be wary of be wary of this in others and see it in yourself. Were you really hurt, or are you just bluffing to get attention? Are they looking for attention? What are they afraid of? Most parents become savvy to this shadow form because children use it all the time to get what they want. One would say all children are divas until they are trained otherwise. The true positive from the diva shines as a goddess and has a center of confidence based on merit and ability. She can shift the room higher emotionally because everyone can feel her love. Many singers are divas because the true feelings that come across in their voice can move us to the new states of being. But when the diva goes to the dark side, she will make everyone feel her pain. Find your find your center if you pull this shadow archetype. Do not be misled or influenced by the diva. Even if someone has had a traumatic event, you deserve to have feelings too. Try not to be overrun by the emotions of others and stand your ground while providing support. Read the story of the boy who cried wolf to get a better understanding of the shadow form. That's the diva, guys. Funny synchronicities. Okay. I'm not gonna read them all like all the way through, but we do have the Three of Pentacles, which can represent collaborating groups, third parties, anything like that. But here it represents the cult. And I'm curious. That's the Three of Pentacles. Pentacles. 171. I received a spiritual insight regarding the Three of Pentacles in its traditional form, which was a line from the Bible that states, "For where two or three gather in my name, there am I with them." That's Matthew 18:20. This kept reappearing to me with the name Emmanuel, which means God is here with us now. In the card is shown three individuals gathering within a church and working together as a team, each with their own talents and individual personalities. The shadow archetype of this frequency is the cult, a gathering of folks who think they are sharing a love of spirit, but some individuals manipulate the group to draw attention and power to themselves. People have an innate need to come together to worship whatever deity they feel drawn to. On this, you can always be certain. Some individuals have a knack for connecting to spirit and channeling messages to others. These people usually take on the role of a priest, priestess, shaman, spiritual group leader. Things go south as the congregation gives its attention to the charismatic leader, and with it, their adulation intended for spirit, and with it, their adulation intended for spirit, and as a consequence, the leader's ego grows. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh. Inevitably, wild abuse begins to occur as the members of the community trust the leader, give up their power to directly communicate with spirit, and become dependent upon the individual to connect. Here, the spiritual group has become a cult. In not too much time at all, the group can revert to ancestral family shadow behaviors, with each member playing a family role, along with all the myriad abuse structures that may accompany those roles and relationships. There's so much glamorization of cults. Just go watch Netflix. Most of them form around a patriarchal figure who takes child bribes, promises wealth and protection, and claims power of messianic proportions. There are matriarchal versions as well, which seem to engage in queen bee type sexual relations with the members as well, though there are variations. The archetype of the cult will steal your independence and lock you in a labyrinth of ancestral, tribal control, tribal and control dramas. Tribal control dramas. Tribal control dramas. When this card is drawn, it is very important to examine the communities we are a part of. Are they um, equi- equitable? Equitable? Equitable. Is there freedom? Or are they isolating or controlling? Many formal churches from major religions fall into these same behavior patterns as well. So make sure there are no shenanigans going on in your spiritual community, and don't be afraid to speak up and warn your friends who may be drawn into someone's spiritual pyramid scheme. So, the Three of Pentacles, collaborating, signing contracts, um, grouping up, meaning speak up for the injustices. Ooh, we had the Lovers, and it says Nemesis. All right, that's the last. The last you have is the Devil, which is the scapegoat. And we have the Four of Swords, which is suicide. I can tell you right now, this one is about aggression, being triggered, and the emotional response comes out as aggression and uh, can be physical violence within a dynamic. You see two hands twining their fingers together. Okay, the Lovers, because I have not read that one. And that's going to be the last one I'll do. When we begin a love affair, it opens a portal to all the creative energies in the universe. Creative energies, however, exist on a dipole with destructive energies. The most passionate affair can turn explosive. The love bomb can lay waste wantonly wantonly when our lover turns against us, does not honor us, or sabotages us. We head into the archetype of the nemesis. Nemesis energy seeks vengeance for a perception of dishonor. Lovers are connected at the root chakra, the place where our creative organs are, but they are juxtaposed with our elimination systems and toxic waste. There doesn't need to be a sexual energy to invite the nemesis archetype over your threshold, but there will usually be a root connection of some need. Many novels and fairy tales have divine tales of romance woven within their pages, but we would be foolish not to notice there's also always a villain. To each their fair share, as they say, just as our lovers are destined for us. If you believe in this sort of thing, so are your enemies. Assuming otherwise would be rather lopsided, don't you think? We are just as intimately involved with those who play the part of our nemesis as we are with our lovers. Enemies have been sent by the heavens to propel us, just our most sincere romances do. If you have drawn, lady, get down. Chill out, babe. If you have drawn this card, it is calling you to examine who you love to hate. Are you hating on someone and can't get them out of your mind? Whoever is living in your head rent free may as well be your betrothed. Try and envision your deepest, darkest enemies as though you have a crush on them and they you. You might just sleep better. If this makes you angry, it looks like the deck is doing its job. Yep. So that's what I have for Aries shadow. Okay. Kind of went a little crazy and got too many. But nonetheless, We all have archetypes, and it's good to know what they are so that when we find ourselves in situations like what I just read, you're able to catch yourself beforehand if possible. And I mean, nobody's perfect, so yeah, that deck kind of leaves a little sting. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. Hmm. Do, 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 do. I want to use this deck so bad, but I don't know. I don't like referring to the book. It takes a while. But let's do this one. What is going on with the Royal Collective? My throat is full. One last shuffle for Aries. What do I need to know about? What I need to know about? What do they need to know about Aries? We have friendship, besties. Okay, you could have a friend who could be um sickened right now. Let's see. Okay. We have dangerous. So, Aries, either somebody you know, or maybe you can relate to this energy, but we have dangerously narrow-minded. Something about a friendship here. Yeah, I'm getting a friendship. Something happened between a friendship. We have infestation. We have the puzzled infestation. We have loyal, loyal teacher. Okay. Um, what is it that Aries needs to know at this time for their highest good? Bottle, the long bottle, purchase, purchase troll. Maybe somebody's an angry shopper. We have cappuccino at the bottom. We have relieved and cappuccino. So possibly feeling relieved whenever you have your coffee. You could be, or somebody could be acting a fool right now, or pretending to be in the fool's energy of tarot. There's some sort. Okay, tell me more for Aries. What do they need to know? Wizard, chest, wizard's chest, charming, it looks like there is going to be some sort of exchange of communication, possibly through an email. The probing page. Tell me more for Aries. What does that say? Topiary? Top, top, topiary. Top, topiary. Topiary. The reverse is hairy. Topiary. Top, topiary. I don't know. It might be like the name of that haircut that tree gets. I don't know. You may feel like someone may be disrespecting themselves by possibly what they wear or what they have worn. Um, we have nap here. We have nap and wrapper. All right. What else be for Aries? Mission. The aged. The aged mission. Tell me more for Aries. The salty. Spectator. So somebody who's been spying is salty. Well, they've been spying all right from skyscrapers. From skyscrapers and silent. Letter. And we have the wistful. The wistful letter. Looks like this letter may come in discreetly. I'm gonna leave it there. Okay, let's get a closeout card. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna see who may be working with you or you may be working with them. But this is my Dark Goddesses Oracle deck. If you have time, think about think about think about Shiva. Try and meditate just a little bit if you can on, I keep calling him Lord Shiva, but he's not a god. He's just a big human. Try and focus your energy on Shiva and um if you want to go further than that, by all means, and see if the lights flicker, because I'm telling you, that has been such a thing that's been happening just like on the dime. It's pretty insane. If you're not scared to do it. But some people get scared of flickering lights. I don't know. Okay, what does Aries need? Who's helping Aries? We have Lilith. Lilith shows up here for you. And Lilith is representing rebellion. Lilith is a demoness from Jewish and Mesopot Meso Mesopotamian legend. In her earliest mentions in ancient I can't get it. Lilith is a wild spirit with power over the wind. In Jewish lore, Lilith was Adam's first wife in the Garden of Eden. Originally, they were created equally, but when Adam suggested they make love and that she should lie beneath him, Lilith refused and flew out of the garden. After this, she was demonized and portrayed as a child murdering succubus. More recently, Lilith has been reclaimed as a feminist icon by people who celebrate her as a powerful, independent woman who refused to be dominated by a man. Now, the meaning is now is the time to make your own rules. Lilith encourages you to reclaim your power by doing what is right for you. In one of the cards we had, I was saying in the tarot card, it was you calling your power back, and it was like the sword. What was it? The Eight of Swords? Maybe the Eight of Swords, the Nine of Swords, but it was upside down, and it was just one sword away from others, and that's what I'm seeing right away. um, Lilith encourages you to reclaim your power by doing what is right for you, even if it goes against tradition. Tap into your inner knowledge rather than following others. Some people may question you as you create your own path, leaving behind convention, but have trust in yourself. You don't need external approval to find freedom, happiness, and success. And that's what I have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Um, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for the whole collective. I did make a promise and I fell back on that promise 2 times, which is not funny, but it is true. I take responsibility for it, and that's why I wanted to show up here tonight. But I hope you guys enjoyed the reading, and until next time, I'll see y'all.